Acura's comeback in the full-size sedan segment appends the letter X to the former RL, and with it also comes the following statement from Acura. It represents a great deal more than unrivaled achievements in engineering, craftsmanship, technology, and interior comfort. This is a flagship, not simply for Acura, but for the future of automotive luxury. Let's for a second believe those well-written marketing lines. Also, let's identify the percentage of truth behind them. First things first, prices start at $49,990, adding the tech package brings it up to $55,990, and the top of the range Elite tops out at $62,190. The first impressions are typical for an Acura. Value for money is an obvious advantage over the competition, as the list of features offered in the Elite is simply overwhelming. You get heated everything, the amazing ELS sound system with navigation, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, sunroof, and the list goes on forever. Safety features are all there, and the RLX protects its occupants even in the tricky small overlap IIHS crash test. Note that the seat belts tighten when you corner or brake pretty fast. Somehow, it feels like its own holy shit reaction, and that's cool. The exterior design is classy, yet conservative, a non-radical attempt to impress while retaining all the Acura family characteristics recently introduced. The beak grille looks sharp, and it's complemented by the new jewel-style LED headlights and intense lines across the sides and hood. The raised rear and oversized taillights give the car a very luxurious stance as the large dimensions are emphasized. Inside the cabin, Acura has tried to build an impressive interior. The materials used, fit and finish are all superb. There's a mixture of soft and hard plastic, leather and wood that tones the theme, and the result is really good. Ergonomically, most controls are nicely placed and the number of buttons is kept reasonable, so using everything is rather straightforward. The driver's seat and steering wheel are adjustable in enough ways to ensure that you'll find the optimal driving position that suits your needs. There's lots of space up front, and the same goes for the back, in which 3 adults can get comfortable as legroom and headroom are both very generous. All seats are plush and capable of keeping occupants happy even after traveling for many hours. The trunk at 417 liters is nothing truly impressive, and not being able to fold the rear seats costs practicality points. Visibility is good, and driving the RLX smoothly is a pleasant experience. The steering wheel's thick grip and soft leather feels nice, while the grunt from the V6 adds an exciting soundtrack to the journey. The suspension is tuned towards comfort, but does not forget that its primary job is to keep the body under control. It all works very well, and on the highway where the RLX feels mostly at home. Over rough surfaces, the RLX absorbs bumps much better than what it sounds like, as the suspension can sometimes get a little noisy. Ride comfort is overall good, but yet again not impressive. The soft setup doesn't have a negative effect on the handling, as the chassis feels rigid, but the front-wheel drive layout feels out of place in this category. The flagship Acura is impressive in terms of technology, but when it comes down to old-fashioned mechanics, not so much. The pause literally adjusts the rear suspension geometry to provide a countersteer effect, making the RLX agile and precise. This is quite noticeable at first. It feels like the car is oversteered. Through our cone slalom test, the handling was predictable, progressive, and safe. Exceeding its rather high limits brings lots of stress to the front wheels that struggle to keep the turning tight despite the help from the rear wheels going wide. Steering feedback and weight is good, but the whole experience just lacks excitement. The 310 horsepower produced from the 3.5-liter V6 VTEC engine is good enough to propel it to 100 km an hour in just 7.6 seconds, while the 272 pound-feet of torque make passing a blast. It is very refined and smooth. The active cylinder management cuts off half of them under light loads, and our measurement of 9.6 liters per 100 kilometers combined was a pleasant surprise. The 6-speed automatic transmission with the paddle shifters fits the car like a glove. Smooth, decisive, and with well-distanced gears, it keeps movement jerk-free and helps achieve good fuel efficiency. The brake pedal feels precise, not too spongy, and the brakes are very effective. From 100 kilometers an hour, the RLX came to a complete stop in 43 meters and showed no real signs of brake fade under slightly heavy use. The brake hold button is pretty useful in stop-and-go traffic, as you can rest your foot without having to shift out of drive. The relationship between vehicle and driver might not have reached a higher level, but a better value for sure. Craftsmanship, technology, and interior comfort are very well addressed, but Acura deprived its flagship model from its super handling all-wheel drive system, and that shows.